fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur King, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and our Philadelphia Eagles go down to the Arizona Cardinals 35-31. What the hell was that? It was concerning, man. It was concerning from the beginning. It was concerning even when we were leading 21-6. I liked what I saw out of the offense, those two drives, but I did not like anything I saw out of the defense. Even when we were up 21-6, I said on the play-by-play, I am concerned about this defense with the ease in which Arizona was moving the ball in the first half. They only put up 6, but the ease in which they were moving the ball concerned me. It concerned me. And then the time of possession, even though we were leading 21-6, they were leading us by a ratio of 2-1. 30 minutes, they held the ball. We had it for about 10 minutes. That concerned me. And what concerned me was, and they hadn't even put the points up yet. We saw that come later, right? What concerned me was that they could move the ball this easily against our defense. And what I said on the show was, if the Arizona Cardinals can do this, what's going to happen when we go up against the real teams, the Detroits, the Dallas Cowboys, the 49ers? And lo and behold, in the second half, our defense did nothing to change anything. They couldn't stop a cold if you gave them some Robitussin. They couldn't stop anything. We have a serious problem. The offense is not off the hook either. The last possession, when we get the ball at midfield with 5-something to go, we can't even milk the clock. We can't get poor play calling. Poor play calling. I hate to say it, man. This team is in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. This is, we controlled our destiny if we just win one out. And at the very least, we could have secured the number 2 seed. And with a little help, we may have gotten the number 1 seed. But instead, we find ourselves looking in the mirror and having to be very, very honest with what we see in the mirror. We can no longer, you can no longer affirmations and all this. You can no longer, I called on God and I can't, I'm not saying anything against God. I believe in God. Don't get me wrong. But, we can't, there's no mojo here. At some point, this team has got to perform. Players and coaches have got to do their job to a higher level than what we've been seeing from the San Fran game all the way up to today. I know you guys, this is crazy. I'm sitting here like Pat. Somebody said I'm sitting here like Pat.
It makes no sense that you come into this game, they're using their punt returner, their kick returner at wide receiver, and he's getting favorable yards against our secondary. Our secondary is trash. Avonte Maddox being up, we thought was a good thing. Then I realized, that's the reason I didn't like Avonte Maddox, because he's always out of position. He overplays his positions. He's always inside when he needs to be outside. He overruns everything. He overcommits to everything. Then I realized Eli Ricks is playing the outside corner instead of Ringo. Then Ringo played in the outside corner. We have no solutions to our downfalls. We have no solution. It's embarrassing. Our linebackers suck. They're not in the middle of the field when they need to be in the middle of the field. Damn it, Nicholas Morrow, it's a running back coming out. He's either going right, he's going left. If he goes in the middle of the field, he gets more yards than anything else. If he goes outside, you got the finish there that can help you out. Why the hell are you taking a fake outside to give up the inside? This is the stupid stuff we talk about game in and game out with these dumb behind linebackers. All right, our defense on the front didn't get too much rush. They had freaking 3 tight ends in, and we got one defensive lineman, 3 defensive ends in the game at the same time. Listen, they went big, we went small. While we were successful last year, we put a hat on a hat. We had 5 rushers, 5 defensive tackles to their 5 offensive linemen, and we matched what the teams did. We're not doing it. There's no aggression. There's no will to fight to win. This team is not going. It's not going to cut it. Is it a Super Bowl hangover? Is it they smelling themselves? They think, oh, this is all right. We already made the playoffs. You threw a dumbass screen pass for the first time in the game and got one of your top receivers injured. You run a quarterback power play. Are you freaking kidding me? All game, we would be able to gash them with a Swift. He averaged 4.7 yards per carry. You know how many carries he had Dark Knight?
How many?
13. You know how many carries James Conner had?
How many?
James Conner had 26 carries off a 4.9 clip.
Mm.
If you give that man the same amount of carries, we're not sitting here talking like this. We're not questioning their heart. We're not questioning the coaching scheme because the coaches right now are terrible at their damn job.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrible at their job. For some reason, we're 11-5, and we're talking like we're a 5-11 team, but we lost to the Jets. We lost to the freaking Seattle Seahawks. We just lost to the helpless Arizona Cardinals. We just lost to 3 teams where we didn't show no heart in these games. I'm not talking about the 49ers and Kyle Turris. I'm talking about these 3 teams that's not going anywhere.
You're right. You're right. I agree wholeheartedly, man. This defense, this team's coaching has really failed them. That's all I can say. They have mightily failed this team, and I'm afraid, like Eddie said, the players might have given up on the coaches. It's so much you could take as a player. You believe in the system, you believe in your guys. They say all the right things, but they are not putting them in position to be successful. They're not. Even, you got the talent on this team, right? And you just pointed it out. This was a team that they did to us what we should have been doing to them. They took the game plan that we discussed in this pregame, that was the formula to win. The Arizona Cardinals ran that game plan against us. They dominated the time of possession against a team that is not strong against the run, us, and where we should have dominated the time of possession against a team that wasn't strong in the rush against them. They're not strong in the rush. They looked at the stats and said, all right, this is the personnel we have. We don't have Hollywood Brown. We're not going deep. We're not doing that, even though our pass defense is not strong by any stretch of the imagination. But we don't have the horses to take advantage of explosive air attack. So where do we hit them at? We have the 9th ranked rushing attack. They have the 24th ranked rushing defense. Let's hit them on the ground. We have one of the top rushing attacks, and they have, if not the worst, one of the worst rushing defenses. And do we attack them on the ground? No, you just pointed out. We give a guy that is getting yards at a 4.7 a carry clip the ball only 13 times. What
It's,
are we doing?
we're not
What are we
playing
doing?
football. We're not playing Philadelphia Eagle football. You can have you. This is blue collar town. When it comes to our Philadelphia Eagles, we think of fighting hard, playing to win, not playing to tie, playing to go to overtime. No, we need the commentators even said it. They said, "What the heck are you doing? You have no fight, you have no heart, you have no drive, right? You have none." Jalen Hurts, and I'm talking directly to Hurts right now. Quarterback call the offensive coordinator calls a quarterback sweep. Audible that dumbass play. There's nothing behind it. So they're playing that. They know you're going to run the ball. This has to stop. I don't. It's week 17, and we're continuing to doing the same dumb shit that don't do anything for us. We had a few successful plays with this quarterback sweep. We had one successful wide receiver screen. One the whole season. And yet we continue to go to it and had Smitty blocking somebody. Smitty can't block me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why, and I don't know why they do this screen with Smitty. I keep telling these. I've been saying it all year. I don't. I hate to see him on the bubble screen. I hate that. I hate. I love Smitty. He
They
has
got him
great
They got him
hands.
blocking. They got him blocking like
They got him
he's
blocking, and they
6'4",
got him catching the
230
ball.
pounds. Like, no. Stop this. This is not college football. It does not work when you have nothing to set it up for. If he did not set this play up before, it's not going to work. All right? It's
Right.
not going to work. Your inside screen to your tight end, to your running backs. Use those screens. The hell are we doing? Keep going outside the numbers. Some crossing routes. Is it too late in the season to change it up? No.
I'm under the impression that they don't know how to do that. I said that when we lost the Seattle game. I have no confidence in this coaching staff that they could solve what's wrong with this team. At that point it was 15 weeks. I said I have no confidence in this coaching staff that they're going to solve what ails us on offense because they've been doing it for 15 weeks and they haven't solved it. So what's going to happen in the last 3 weeks that's going to be different? And it came to prove itself today again. This team, this coaching staff does not know how to solve the problems that we have. They can't. They just don't know how. And that's unfortunate. Um, we talk about Nick. I love Nick, right? He took us to another Super Bowl in the second year and stuff like that. But Nick can coach from ahead. It's easy to coach from ahead. And what do I mean by from ahead? I'm not talking about games, right? It's easy to coach from ahead. It's easy to coach when you have superior talent, right? Because they cover up all of your flaws as a coach, right? And we've been seeing that this year. Last year they did it mightily. They did it to a level so high it took us to the Super Bowl. It wasn't hard when you had superior offensive talent and at that point superior offensive coaching because Steichen took a very talented offensive group and along with his talent as an offensive play designer and caller, you saw the heights of where this offense can go. Now you take that superior talent and give it to a coach that doesn't have the talent it takes to lead a unit like that, and you see the difference. It's night and day. And even with that, this team has still eked out 11 wins, not because of the coaches. It's been because of the talent. Our talent on the roster supersedes the talent of the coaches. And we have 11 wins because we have superior talent. If this coaching staff was coaching any other team with lesser talent, they would not be 11-5. Believe that. This team is 11-5 because Howie put together a talented roster. And I know that Howie's out there and he knows this. And he's going to have to sit down in the offseason and make some, come to Jesus decisions on this coaching unit, including Nick Sirianni. And I know Nick doesn't want to lose his job, but at this point it's getting ridiculous. We know that Howie played a big part. Matter of fact, this is how I speculate the coaching hiring went in the offseason. Howie hired the defensive coach. He hired Desai. He let Nick have his guy on offense. Brian Johnson was in the building. Probably made sense that Brian Johnson stay on as the offensive coordinator. He worked with Jalen so long, and he worked with Jalen last year, and Jalen had the best year of his life. So that made sense. But this offseason, Howie's going to step in and pick both coordinators. And when you look at it, if he's going to do that, what did he need? Why does he need Sirianni?
You had the guy in place already. I'm sorry, Dark Knight. You had the guy in place. You had our defensive back coach who the defense loved. They played hard for him, Denard.
Yeah, they
Denard,
did. I agree with that.
Where he went to Baltimore Ravens and has him as one of the best teams in the NFL.
Like,
you had the guys. You just took a shot in the dark. And yes, I ain't gonna hold you up. I fell for the bait too because of that press conference. But not always press conferences should be a gauge of how good the coach is going to be.
Right. He had a guy in the building, and unfortunately he let that guy walk out. He let him walk out. But this is a lesson in you can have the greatest talent in the world, but even they need coaching.
Yeah,
they need coaching. This is not basketball. You just can't roll the balls out and expect that they're going to handle it themselves. This is a team sport, one of the greatest team sports, and they need guidance and scheming. And I said it before, but Jalen's not done developing. So you can't just, Jalen's still in a developmental stage. You understand what I'm saying? He had his greatest year last year, but that doesn't mean he's done growing. He still needs coaches in the building that are going to continue to develop him. And I don't think those coaches are in the building anymore. So, Howie, if you're watching, you need to go out and get and bring in the right people so you don't blow your investment in Jalen Hurts, because he's not being utilized the correct way. And he's not being developed at this point. So we got a lot of work to do, man.
We got a lot of work to do. Listen, it's. I mean, we still headed to the playoffs, but it's gonna be one and done if we have this same philosophy. Like I hear the rumors out there, we need to fire Nick Sirianni. No, we don't need to fire Nick. Nick is the only coach that has had this team play up to the level they should be playing. We need better coordinators. We need way better coordinators. And that speaks volumes, right? From last year to right now, how we look is terrible. It's freaking terrible. And it's also a contributor to the players playing up to their ability. You got to play up to your ability.
Nah, I'm with David on this. I agree that Nick is a great motivational guy, but the buck stops at the head guy, right? When you can't recognize that your boy is not doing a great job, and I don't know if it's because they don't have anyone else in the building that can do a better job than Brian Johnson. I don't know what the reasoning is, but if you are that great general, at some point you have to look and say, "Look, man, this ain't working." And to not do that, if it really was his decision, I'm going back now. If it really was Nick Sirianni's decision to relinquish play calling duties his first year, then how can you not change what's going on the offense? If that was your decision, if you were that big enough and you were that unselfish that you said, I can't do the play calling, I'm not very good at it, I need to relinquish this.
Mm-hmm.
Then why aren't you looking why aren't you not looking at Brian Johnson and say, look, this is not working. We need to go in a different direction. Why? Because I don't know if it was Nick's decision to do that. And now, because of that failure to recognize that, he has the same blockage now looking at Brian Johnson and saying, look, this is not working. This is not working. And that is enough to have you, to me, to have you have to look and find another job. Now, Howie's not without fault, because I saw somebody in the comments talk about yes men and Howie got a yes man. And Howie needs to understand, too, that, you've done a great job in assembling the talent. You need to get someone who can coach the team and allow them to coach it. I know he's a little gun shy because of the whole Chip Kelly situation, and he does not want to find himself in that position ever again, where the coach comes in and has more power than him. But if you really want to be serious about winning the Super Bowl, you need to get a great coach and let the coach do his job. You can't be afraid of that. Nick's a great motivational speaker, but you got to get a guy here that knows X's and O's, and I don't know if Nick is that guy if he can't correct what's been wrong with this offense for 17 weeks. And it's quite apparent that he cannot. He cannot figure it out. He cannot. He's been trying to figure it out for 17 weeks. We've seen this for 17 weeks. I have no confidence. I have no confidence that they're going to figure it out. They can't figure it out.
Yeah, this is very concerning. Listen, man, we played the Giants, who basically almost came and beat us last week.
Yeah.
I have no words for the debacle that we watch. I have no words for the crap they put out there, the defense that they put out there.
No, they didn't, Hemi. They didn't.
I have no words. I'm literally about to get off of here and go take a shot and get ready for New Year's. I have no words.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I have none whatsoever.
I got to include these guys because everybody's burning up, man. John Batiste says, my head hurts, family. Going to lay down. See y'all through the week. Happy New Year. Floyd, they hired BJ to keep Hurts happy. Yeah, I know. That wasn't good. Antonio, the 2 quarterback draw plays back-to-back, that did it for me. They literally played to lose. We have a whole lot of examples. If Nick can't go to BJ and say run the damn ball with Swift, then he needs to go. Yeah, you're right. And that's what I'm saying. You can't figure out stuff like that,
Arizona
dude.
didn't punt the whole game, yo. Do you
They
realize
didn't.
that? Do you realize that Arizona, the 4-12 Arizona Cardinals, who's vying for the first round pick, didn't punt the whole game against us? What the hell are we going to put forth in this playoffs?
Yeah. I know. Brian needs to be gone like yesterday, the rest of the staff. High school coaching staff except Jeff Stoutland. Yeah, I agree with that. High school coaching staff.
Unfortunately, of where our wins are at this current moment, we're still in a 50-50 tie with the Dallas Cowboys for the second overall in the division. This is ridiculous.
No, yeah. Stan says, look, our coordinators suck. We know that, but our secondary won't hit shit. Nobody fears us.
Yeah, Seth Jordan called it. Seth Jordan said, y'all scared to hit. Y'all pussyfooting. Basically, he didn't say it on TV, but he was basically saying that you scared to hit. It's called football, full contact coaching. For a reason.
That's coaching. Now that when things go bad, you start seeing everything, right? So that's that analytical shit and all that. That's all that. You see that analytical uh, footprint all across this team now. Analytically speaking, they make they make game plans based on the analytics. They
Analytics,
do everything
analytics
analytically,
don't play football.
and they don't play football. Floyd says, I don't want no smoke with Baltimore. Gary says, we need some nasty defensive players. I want some brother like we see on the Ravens that go get it. Yeah. Matt Williams, every snap the Eagles are predictably looking vertically down the field. Brendan says, we should have brought back Sue also. We getting iron all over. Yes. D. Lee, we are a joke. Fire all the coordinators. I'm there, man. I mean, the
No,
day
we
was
keep the special teams guy. They were ready.
yeah. Saying the Eagles are a Lamborghini in the driveway and not a driver's license in the house. Yeah, you're
And it's a
right.
Lamborghini in the hood.
Nice.
Worrying about the
Knicks
car, it's
lost the
the house.
locker room. Frick says, season over. Fire. Yo, I don't think the Cardinals punted all game, and that's the biggest thing, man. We talking about, you just said it. We're talking about the 3-12 Cardinals. We couldn't force them to punt the ball one time. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, dude. That's embarrassing. Now I have to take shit from the turd fan. Ron Rivera will be available. 35 points to that team. And I told you, I said, when somebody said predicted 31-21, I said if they get over 21, that's not good. That's not good. And they got 35. Palatero, Philly sports teams are all cursed. Jeffrey not going to take this. AZ Redneck, Arizona Redneck Hillbillies didn't even punt all day. Damn, I know. Calling the 2 quarterback runs is nasty. Yeah. Oh my God, man.
Look, it's a dark night. Happy
Look.
New Year's to you and yours, man. To everybody out there, Happy New Year's. I got DJ tonight, so I gotta get prepared. It's gonna be one of those nights.
All right, I'll stay on here with these guys a little longer.
All
All right,
be
man.
safe, man. I love you, man.
All right, love you too. You be safe out there.
Definitely will.
All right, guys. I'm going to come through these comments and see if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to calm your worries, cool off your anger. I'm not going to be able to serve you in that capacity because I feel the same way. If anything, I'm probably going to pour more fuel on the fire because I do agree that what you're saying in this chat is true. I mean, I can do that positivity thing. I could do affirmations and all that, but that's not the reality of what I'm looking at. You know, I could do all that believing and faith and all that, but what I'm seeing with my eyes supersedes all of that right now. I've seen a team struggle for 17 weeks on offense and not a answer in sight or cure in sight. I've seen a defense play the way the numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers do not lie. We are statistically way lower in a lot of categories compared to last year defensively. And they are who we are. They are who we are. We can no longer at this point of the season look and say, well, if we did this and we didn't do that. We didn't do those things for 17 weeks. That's why we have the numbers that we have. That's why we're ranked where we are in defense. This is who we are. We're the 24th ranked rushing defense or passing, whatever category it is. That's who we are. 3 years, almost 4 straight, and still can't tackle. Stan says, I want that y'all for being. I want to that y'all for being here all year. Thank you. Okay. Thank y'all for being here all year, even off season. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, Stan. Miss Jones, how are you feeling? I'm not one to blame the rest for anything, but damn, did they see anything wrong with the Cardinals play today? I don't think so. Um, yeah, differently able that Brian Johnson fired. Yeah, I think he has to go. I'm sorry. Um, y'all don't get it. This is Nick's offense and his philosophy on defense. He's the damn problem. I definitely agree with that. And I said this. I definitely agree. Nobody else said this, Fred. I'm glad you pointed this out. This is Nick's offense. That's why I don't have any confidence in them correcting it because it's his offense. And in 17 weeks, he hasn't figured out how to improve his own offense. He hasn't figured it out. So I have no confidence. I said it 2 weeks ago after the Seattle. I said I don't have any confidence. It's been 15 weeks. They and the alarm didn't sound after the 49ers game. The alarm has been sounding on this offense and this play calling. The alarm has been sounding continuously throughout the whole year. From the beginning of the season, when this offense came out the gate and didn't look like last year, the alarm was sounding then. And we just kept winning. You might not have heard it ringing. It was still ringing in the background. Because we were talking over the ringing. A W is a W. We got a W. That's all that matters. We got a W. But no, that offense has never looked like it did last year. And and we provided excuses for it. Well, they've adjusted to it. The defensive coordinators have a year of tape. They've adjusted to what they like to do. So it's going to take them a while to readjust to what the defenses are doing to them. Well, after what we assumed was adequate adjustment time, the offense still looked bad. It still looked bad. It wasn't the 49ers that exposed that we need to do something different on offense. This offense, we've known we need to improve and need to do something different on with this offense weeks before that. And you get up to the 49ers game, it might have rang a little louder, but it's been broken all season. And at this point, it cannot be fixed because they've been trying to fix it all year. And this is what we have in the 17th week. This is the results of Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson attempt to fix the offense. We're in 17. We're in week 17 of that project. And it still looks like this. It's not going to be fixed. Not without not without some outside help. The people that are inside that building cannot fix this offense because they haven't. So there you have it. And then when you go to the defensive side, and I said this during the play-by-play, and I've said this earlier in the season, I don't think that not giving up explosive plays on defense is any of our defensive coordinators' philosophy. I think that philosophy is coming from up top. You say it's Nick. It may very well be, but I put that together a while back. I was like, these guys are playing the same darn sticks defense. I can't believe you're bringing in the same coordinators that refuse to get aggressive. I'm believing now that it's the mandate of it might even be Howie. I don't know because Howie runs a lot of this stuff, right? It might be the mandate of Howie, but at the very least, it's the mandate of Nick. I think it's his philosophy. Whatever defensive coordinator comes in, he's charged with not allowing explosive plays. I kind of lean towards Howie because Howie has that analytical department. You guys read about this, right? He has a whole analytical team. And the analytics say if you limit explosive plays, the defense wins more games. So I think analytically, they adopt this philosophy or whatever you guys do on defense. Do not give up the explosive plays, the big plays, the plays over 20 yards. Hence, you have this sticks defense. And that has killed this team. And it may work if you had the right personnel, like last year. We had the right personnel for that. We had a fearless, a ferocious front seven that was getting pressure on the quarterback and allowed the secondary to be able to make some plays on the ball. We don't have that this year. So again, I agree totally with this statement right here. The buck has to stop at the top. If we lose to the Giants, somebody has to get fired. Man, this is crazy. Blake Collin is abysmal. Tracy, what's up, brother? Bottom line, despite it all, you had the lead with 5 minutes left. The defense is no longer dominant, and it cost you on the end. Yes, it did. The defense cost us all day. I mean, we had the lead with 5 minutes left. And no blame. It's plenty of blame to go around. Defense couldn't stop a cold, like I said, if you gave them Robitussin. They couldn't stop anything. You allowed the Arizona Cardinals to put up 35 and not punt one time. You didn't force them to punt one time. The Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals used the game plan we should have been running against them. They used it against us. We give our leading rusher, first time amassing 1,000 yards in his career, 13 carries against a team that's damn near last in the league against the run. We only give him 13 carries. Meanwhile, they give their running back the ball 26 times against our weak rushing defense. And they do what the game plan we should have been doing. I don't have any confidence in this coaching staff. It's a shame. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to say that we're out of it, but unless something drastically happens, this is going to be repeated. It's going to be repeated. Something has to happen. You know the saying, if you don't know it, I'll say it. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I don't think the brain trust, the people that are in the building can solve what the people that we currently have in the building can solve what is going on with this team right now. They don't have the answers. They don't have the answers. So this is going to be again, unless they can change. I just don't have any confidence. I'm not totally saying that it is over. I'm just saying that if it doesn't change, nothing changes. It's going to be more of the same. If they possibly somehow, some way can find even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. You know what I'm saying? If they can, using that philosophy, if they can come across something, anything, then we're back in. If they could solve this offense, we could be back in it. We had the ball with 5.5 minutes to go at midfield. And again, ineptitude in play calling. Ineptitude in play calling. That was crazy. Even earlier in the season, when we were running the ball, when we were dominating time of possession, that team earlier in the season would have been over, game over. 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes at midfield, they're not getting the ball back. This is where we are. This is what it has come to. Yeah, and that's what I've been saying that. Best cure is to improve time of possession. What I say? I said our offense can solve a lot of these problems. If we go back to ground and pound and time of possession, we limit the other team from having possessions, we limit our defense being exposed. Because they're not that good, right? So the less time that they're on the field is good for us. And they're not that good tired either. So, I mean, the combination of both does not bode well for our defense. So I know what the front office likes to see. They like to see the explosive air game and all that. Damn that. Damn that. You got to do what's best for your team. Nick, you're a leader. You have to find the right synergy for your team. Put people in the best position to win. I don't care what your brain is telling you about explosive plays. If you can run the ball and you can run the ball effectively, that's what you do. That's what you do. Gary says, man, they killed my New Year's party. Heartbreaking, bro. I know, JT. I know, man. This is crazy. Dude, that was crazy. Tony, my man, from down under. It's already the new year for Tony. Tony's already in 2024. And he's wished us a happy New Year's in the pregame show. Happy New Year's to you, Tony, or is it? I'm only kidding. It's going to be a happy New Year's. Torch by Dorch. Put it on a T-shirt and make the D train. And make the D train in the all week. Torch by Dorch. The heck on. Oh man, they won't. I don't want to see us in the playoffs. What a way to end the year. Oh man, do you remember? Do you remember that defense we had versus the 49ers in the NFC Championship game? They no longer exist. No, they no longer exist. No longer exist. There are 28 of us still on the line because we care about our Eagles, and we are at a loss for words how to fix this broken record. Um, yeah, and unfortunately for us, I feel that our coaching staff is at a loss of words on how to fix it also. And that's the saddest part. That's the saddest part. It's okay for us to be at a loss of words. You know, we're not getting paid millions of dollars. That's not our job, our careers to know X's and O's and how to design plays and all of that. So it's okay for us to be at a loss of words and don't know how to fix it. Although I think that we do. I think we do know how to fix it. You know what I'm saying? I think at least philosophy wise, we know how to fix it. Run the damn ball. But it's okay for us to be at a loss of words. But I fear that this coaching staff is at a loss of words and do not know how to fix it. And that's the saddest part. I'm trying to hold on hope, that if they figure it out, we're all right. I mean, if they figure it out, we are okay. If they figure it out, we are okay. We don't have any major injuries, right? We all agree that we do have the talent on this team, right? That's not our problem. Our problem is not the talent. Maybe a little bit more on defense than anywhere else, but our problem is not mostly talent. Our problem is how they're being deployed and the scheming. That's our problem. And unfortunately, the people that are doing the deploying and scheming don't know how to fix it. That's a problem. That's a problem. The Eagles no longer have home field advantage. Yeah, I know. Who is Blue City? Oh, this must be a Cowboys. Cowboys loser. All right. All right. The Cowboy. losers are chiming in. The X Factor says, I would think the front office only cares about winning. They shouldn't have had any input in offensive play calling. I would think so too. I don't think that they have any input, but I've heard interviews where Jeffrey Lurie has expressed his pleasure in seeing an explosive offense aerial attack. And that doesn't mean that he is dictating to, but you know, you got to read the room. I don't think that he's dictating that, but if the owner says he likes to see something, you know what I'm saying, and he's the owner, yeah, you have to put two and two together. Now, is he coming down and designing plays? No, he's not. And we all agree that Nick Sirianni was the choice of this front office, partially, and this is speculation, our speculation, but partially because he was going to be more easily controlled than some other coaching prospects, right? For lack of a better term, a yes man, right? So you don't get a Bill Parcells in here, and you think he's going to be trying to run an explosive offense, aerial attack, and he doesn't have the personnel. Number one, you're not telling a Bill Parcells what the hell to do. If you hire him, he's going to do what he wants to do because he's the coach. Now we all agree, and anybody raise their hand if you don't, that Nick Sirianni is not a Bill Parcells in that manner. Who has more say over Nick Sirianni? You know it, Howie. So, and, I just put those two things together, and because it's quite obvious if you compare this offense to when this offense was working, not at the highest level, but when it was working a little bit better than what we've seen these past 5 weeks, right? It was all because of the heavy dosage of run, right? We all agree there, but we don't see that anymore. Why? Why don't we see that anymore? Doesn't that strike you as peculiar? I've seen many games where I wonder why is Gainwell getting more touches than DeAndre Swift. Remember when we were sluggish on offense, and I think it was the second or third game we turned to, because the first game we got a heavy dosage of Kenny Gainwell, right? I remember that, and that didn't look good at all. Then either the second or third week we got a heavy dosage. It was a week that Gainwell was hurt. I think it was the second or third week. Gainwell was injured, couldn't play, and we saw DeAndre Swift for the first time get the bulk of the carries. And we all were like, why haven't we seen him sooner? We didn't even want to see Kenny Gainwell anymore. Well, where is that offense going? I know I know teams prepare for that after a while. You have to tweak things here and there, but if your identity is going to be a running offense, then that's what it's going to be. You're not ashamed of that. You lean into that. You lean into that. Our offensive brain trust not only doesn't lean into it, they shy away from it. Man, it's crazy. We did lose our OC in DC, and we still got 11 wins. It's not easy, but we're still in the playoffs. At least think positive. I can think positive as I want to. I'm not one. Off this air, I am, I'm a motivational guy. You know what I'm saying? Off this air, that's what I do. Affirmations, I believe in all that. But I'm looking at reality. I'm looking at what I'm seeing, and I'm just reporting on that. I have to report. This is after a game that I just witnessed with my own eyes. There's nothing I don't believe there's nothing that, affirmations are not going to help what happened today. They may help going forward, but they're not going to help me decipher what I saw today. And that's all I'm talking about. I'm just talking about what I saw today, what I have been seeing the last 5 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. This was not a good showing at all, and it's the trend. It's the trend now. It's the trend now, and it's scary. It's scary. And I said it. Hope is not over. If they can solve what is going on with the play calling, the play design, we're back in it. We're back in it. I'm just saying my confidence level in that happening is not very high right now. It's not very high right now. All right, man. You guys, dang, it's been 51 minutes. Wow. I know it's week 17. I know it's week 17. That's what I'm talking about. It's week 17, man. We've seen this show, this shit show on offense and defense. We've seen it for 17 weeks. And why am I still seeing them exploit the hell out of us over the middle? If anybody's a regular to the show, you know that I've been talking about this for 17 weeks. And you can't tell me that they don't see it. They get paid a lot more money than me to see it. So why am I still seeing it? Obviously, because they can't solve it. If they could, they would, right? You cannot be out there thinking that we haven't solved it because they haven't put their mind to it. So you do believe that they go into the rooms, the sessions, the film sessions, the practices with every intent to stop that slant pass over the middle, right? You got to believe that, right? And it's still happening. So they can't solve it. If they go in and they specifically target stopping the pass over the middle, and week after week after week they can't do it, then that tells me that they can't solve it. If we've seen this offense be anemic at times, repeatedly over 17 weeks, and call boneheaded plays during certain times of plays that make you scratch your head, after a while you have to believe, all right, well, they do that because this is who they are. They can't do any better. That's that's just me putting. I guess I'm being too logical. I don't know. JT said I have to laugh to keep from crying. I know, man. The Cardinals didn't have to play. The Cardinals didn't have a play 14. Didn't have a 14 play drive all season. Today they had a 14 play drive and a 16 play drive. Come on, Gary, you ain't helping me. You ain't helping me, Gary. Gary, you is not helping me. I gotta laugh now too. I'm like JT now because Gary. Oh yeah, Daphne. I know it's the coaching staff, yo. Mm. Yo, this is crazy. We the Philadelphia Bears, Philadelphia Panthers. No, we're not that bad. We have the talent to be very, very good. I really do. I've said it before, right? I've said that give this offensive unit, put this offensive unit in the hands of Andy Reid. What do you think this looks like? You think this offensive unit looks like what we've been seeing the past 5 weeks or this whole year? You think that this offensive unit under the guidance of Andy Reid would look like it looks? Those are some of the things I ask myself. We have the talent, and there's some brilliant offensive minds in the game today that would love to have a unit with these players on it. Shoot, we could, ship them down to Indianapolis. You don't think Shane Steichen would like to have this offensive unit? He had it last year. You see what he did with it. So, we have the talent. It's not the talent. Might be a little different on defense. I don't know. I'm rethinking that whole thing. In the beginning of the season, I thought that we had adequately replaced all of those 5 starters that we lost, but I am reevaluating that assessment, and I think I might have estimated or overvalued those guys in which we used as replacement for those 5 lost starters. I'm starting to rethink that because I know we have Jalen Carter, and I think he's going to be a beast, and I think he's going to be very good for a very long time. But to expect that he was going to come in and immediately just replace the top free agent D tackle in the league that had double-digit sacks last year, to think that he was going to, replace that output in year one was probably fool's folly. You know what I'm saying? I think he will one day be on that level, but to expect that he would come in and be that from day one in his rookie year was probably a little overzealous. So maybe we don't have the talent that I thought we had. But even with that, I think we still have a very talented unit. And with that, I think that under different tutelage that this defense may look different also. But I'm definitely convinced that we have enough talent on the offensive side of the ball. We still have a very elite offensive line. Jalen he's still the quarterback from last year. Again, I heard somebody say in the comments, making note of what I said when I said Jalen still needs to be developed. But that's just and that's just reality. I mean, Michael Jordan developed. He was Michael Jordan. You don't think Michael Jordan got better? He was Michael Jordan, and he got better from Rookie of the Year Michael Jordan to losing to the Bulls Michael Jordan. And he was a superstar. I mean, not losing to the Bulls, losing to the Celtics and the Pistons Michael Jordan. He was a superstar. He was the face of the league. He was the best player in the league. You don't think he got better from those years of losing to them, to the years when he was winning three championships in a row 2 times? He'd still developed, and he was Michael Jordan. So that in that sense, that's what I'm talking about. Jalen's not a finished product. He still needs to be developed. He still needs to have the coaches in there to teach him. We talk about Patty Mahomes admitting not until his 3rd year did he know how to read defenses. He had already won an MVP. He had already won an MVP and a Super Bowl, I believe. And he admitted that he was just learning how to read defenses. So, yeah, you still have to be developed. And you still have to have the leadership to be able to get that out of you or teach you that. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about with that. I know he got all that money. Patty Mahomes had all that money too. And he still, still admitted that he just learned how to read defenses at a certain point. So, I thank you guys for all 21 of you guys that hung in there. This has been a long post game, but I think that we all kind of needed each other right here. I needed you guys to vent, get some things off my chest. Hopefully, I gave you guys a platform to be able to do that in the chat room also. But we're still going to the playoffs. So that's the hope there. Everybody, lift your head up. We still have hope. We're still going to the playoffs. Anything can happen between now and when we get there. Like I said, we do have the talent. We have a talented roster. We just got to do a little better job in their leadership. Their leadership needs to do a better job. So you guys don't let this ruin your bringing in of the new year. Because bringing in of the new year, hopefully, will bring in a new philosophy, bring in a new hunger, bring in some new offensive design plays and all that. Let's hope for that. So I want you guys to go out, man, enjoy your evening. Make sure whatever you do it safely, drink responsibly, do it safely. I love you guys. I wish all of you a happy New Year's, and for you and your families and all that you are hoping to achieve in 2024. I hope that you do achieve it and you get all that you wish for. I'm your man, Dark Knight, man. I'll see you guys on Thursday. All right? I'll see you. I'm out. Peace.